Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Inner Power Podcast, where we dive deep into topics that transform your life from the inside out. Today, we're going to talk about a subject that's often misunderstood, sometimes controversial, but incredibly powerful if applied correctly: semen retention. Specifically, how it can literally change the way you experience relationships, confidence, and yes, women. Now, before anyone jumps in with skepticism, I want you to keep an open mind. I'm not here to promise some magical overnight fix. This isn't about manipulation or tricks. This is about understanding the biological, psychological, and spiritual dynamics that semen retention can unleash and why it has the potential to solve what I like to call 99% of the common struggles men face with women. Alright, so let's start at the very beginning. Semen retention simply means choosing not to ejaculate for extended periods of time. And before you roll your eyes, hear me out: your semen is not just a bodily fluid. It's a concentrated source of energy, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Every drop contains essential nutrients, hormones, and life force that your body can redirect into your personal development, your focus, your confidence, and your overall presence. Here's the first key point: confidence is magnetic. Women are naturally drawn to men who radiate energy, presence, and self-control. And semen retention is one of the fastest, most natural ways to cultivate that energy. When you retain your semen, your testosterone levels stabilize, your energy skyrockets, and your sense of self-worth goes through the roof. You start to carry yourself differently. Your posture changes, your voice deepens, your gaze sharpens, and your charisma becomes undeniable, all without spending a dime on grooming, clothes, or fancy tricks. Now, let's talk about the 99% claim. Why do I say semen retention can solve nearly all of your problems with women? Let's break it down. Problem number 1: lack of attraction. Many men complain, "Why doesn't she notice me?" Well, here's the thing: women are not just attracted to looks. They're attracted to vitality, purpose, and dominance energy. When you retain your semen, your body emits this subtle yet powerful signal. You're no longer a man constantly seeking validation, you're a man who holds his energy, who values himself, and who radiates strength. And women feel that immediately. Problem number 2: inconsistency and neediness. A lot of men sabotage themselves because they seek short-term pleasure over long-term fulfillment. This creates a loop of chasing, overtexting, and overcommitting emotionally. Semen retention breaks that loop. It teaches you discipline, patience, and emotional control. Once you master this, you're no longer needy. You're calm, collected, and women notice that stability. It's incredibly attractive. Problem number 3: energy and drive. Ever notice how some men seem unstoppable? They have endless energy, focus, and creativity. That energy isn't just from working out or eating right. A huge part of it comes from sexual energy. When you redirect your sexual energy, you literally channel it into building your life, into your business, your skills, your health, and your mindset. And women naturally gravitate toward men who are thriving, who are focused, who are walking their purpose. Let me give you a real-life example. Imagine two men. Both are similar in looks, both have decent jobs, both are social. But one practices semen retention, and the other doesn't. Who do you think commands attention in a room? Who do women subconsciously notice first? The one who retains. Because he's exuding vitality, confidence, and self-mastery. The energy is palpable. You can't fake it. And here's the secret that most people never talk about: it's not just about women noticing you. It's about how you feel about yourself. Women are attracted to your inner state more than your outer state. Semen retention transforms your inner state. It makes you a man who doesn't seek permission, a man who doesn't chase, a man who creates and commands. And when that happens, attraction follows naturally. Now, I'm not saying retention is the only factor. You still need social skills, good hygiene, respect, and genuine interest. But let's be real: if you master your energy and presence first, the other things become effortless. Women feel drawn to your stability, your magnetism, your focus. They feel it in subtle ways: your tone of voice, your gaze, your aura. And that is what most men are missing. Another huge benefit? Emotional clarity. When you're constantly chasing instant gratification, your mind is foggy, your decisions are impulsive, and your confidence wavers. Semen retention clears your mind. You become more strategic, more patient, and more discerning. You no longer waste energy on women who aren't serious or situations that don't serve you. You start attracting quality women without even trying, because you've raised your standards and your presence. And here's a pro tip that nobody tells you: retention also strengthens your creativity and your communication. You become more articulate, more playful, and more engaging. Women notice men who are interesting and alive. Retention doesn't just give you energy, it gives you the spark. That spark is magnetic. So, to summarize today's episode, semen retention is not a gimmick. It's a tool that can transform your body, mind, and emotional presence. It's not magic, but it is transformative because it restores your energy, builds your confidence, sharpens your mind, and aligns your purpose. When you integrate it into your life consistently, women aren't just noticing you, they're subconsciously respecting, admiring, and being drawn to your energy. If you take away one thing from this episode, let it be this: the biggest struggle with women isn't your looks, your money, or your status, it's your energy. And semen retention is one of the most powerful ways to reclaim that energy and become a man who naturally attracts high-quality women. That's it for today's episode of the Inner Power Podcast. If you found this insightful, share it with a friend, and let's continue this conversation. Remember, energy is everything. Retain it. Channel it. Transform your life. And as always, stay focused, stay disciplined, and keep leveling up.